it get straight cold. Shit, it's just business, we pull up and take souls. Gorillas in 8 mode. LA County will teach you that predator play mode.
Really from up in the house, really thumpers in the couch, really say what I'm about. Ay, off the block, I made a whole onion. Heavy hustle, got the name buzzing in the kitchen, whipping, trying to gain something. Fucking threw it to my lame cousin. Bitch, you know I got a chain coming. Nigga know I got a chain coming. Pussy talking, know he got a fade coming. Pull up on me with the same thuggin'. I run it up with my bitch, she gon' get crackin' with me and don't say nothing. I can't be wasting my time, I'ma do it for if it don't make nothing. Gotta keep my phone on my hip, cause I chase a bag, I know they won't take from me. What? I know they
Shit, it get straight cold. Shit, it's just business, we pull up and take souls. Gorillas in 8 mode. LA County will teach you that predator play mode.
rip from up in the house.
Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LGBC. If you like this video, please feel free to like the video. And if you like the content on this channel, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of good things coming. You know, this channel, the show must go on. You know, although, you know, maybe I won't post for a couple of days, it doesn't mean that I'm not staying in the loop with what's going on. It means that, you know, there's other things that I got going on, you know, outside of these YouTube streets. You know, I am a business owner, and I also am a fighter as well, you know. And it's crazy to say it, but my coach even tells me every day, like, you know, it's this in your business, you know, and your studies. It's like there's nothing else in life. It's your studies, your business, and this. You know, so, you know, I still post on these YouTube streets because it's a hobby of mine, you know, and today we talking boxing again. Now, you know, I just want to talk about Canelo. You know, there have been a couple of things that have came out that just let me know what time Canelo was on. You know, it recently came out that, you know, Canelo's trainer even said this, you know, and this goes to show you what time Canelo is on again. If Canelo is not sure he can beat you, chances are he's not going to fight you. Okay? He's learned that many times. He's learned that, I think, like 3 times. The first time was against Austin Trout. Okay? That fight, many people had that fight a tie. Even Austin Trout was like, I don't know what I need to do. I'm outboxing him, but the opening scoring is having me down on scorecards. Okay, do I need to be aggressive? And this, that, and the other. Even with the even with the knockdown that he achieved, many people argued that that fight was a tie. The fight with Erislandy Lara, you know, many people had Lara actually winning that fight. You know, the fight with Floyd Mayweather, you know, that was just a shutout fight. You know, Mayweather just pitched a complete shutout, and there was nothing really Canelo could do at that time. Now, you know, now that you hear the trainer, however, saying the reason why we chose Kovalev is because we're pretty sure Canelo can beat him, goes to show that, you know, if they're not sure that Canelo can beat a guy, they're not going to put him in the field. You know, they're not going to like Green Beret his ass, you know what I mean, or Navy SEAL his ass. What they're going to do is they're going to pretty much how should I put it, Air Force's ass, where you're safe. The chances of you in the air are safer than they are on the ground. You know, that's what his trainer basically expressed. So, you know, at middleweight, you know, Canelo really, as I said, at middleweight, there's guys that I'm pretty sure his trainer didn't think that he can possibly beat. You know, that's one of the factors that go into it. But the other factor is, you know, they don't again, they can't afford to have a up-and-comer who's young, hungry, and has nothing to prove, nothing but like their greatness to prove, to allow him to beat Canelo. Okay, they can't let that happen. Granted, Mayweather was the established name. So I mean, with Mayweather beating Canelo, like people were like, well, it's expected. You know, um, Mayweather, he's just been in the game so long that he knew everything Canelo was going to bring. So, that was expected. Now, what needs to be said now, though, is that, I don't know how true this is. It's floating around in the boxing world right now, but there is talks that Canelo would actually entertain a fight with Arthur Beterbiev, provided that he's successful against Kovalev. Now, another thing that came out is that Canelo would campaign at 175. All right, after this fight. And I mean, honestly, it makes all the sense in the world for him to do that, because at him being at 160, he already comes into fights 20 pounds bigger. He's already used to carrying a lot of weight. So wouldn't it make sense just to fight at that weight? Since you pretty much are already like fighting at that weight in lower divisions, wouldn't it make sense to just campaign there? You already like blowing up as it is. So with this being said, okay, with these things coming out, if this is the case, and I'm appealing to Canelo and Team Canelo, if this is the case, if you're going to campaign at 160 or 175, right? If you plan on campaigning at that weight class, right? Then please drop those 160 belts. Free up the division. Let there be a free-for-all for these belts, okay? Because you're holding up belts, basically. You're holding up a division with you being indecisive about where you want to fight, who you want to fight, who do you think you can beat if you fight them. And that's just the reality. Like, free up the division, because dudes want action, dudes want smoke. So give it to them, man. This is ridiculous. Like, seriously, like I'm dead serious when I say it's ridiculous that we can't even get unifications because of these antics. So if Canelo does stay at 175, drop those 160 belts. You already got a franchise championship. So that's the thing. Like, you don't even have to worry about belts when you're basically given a belt by the WBC at 160. Okay? And if he does stay at 175, what this would do for the whole division, what this would be, then we can get fights probably. We can at least get fights and get closer to someone cleaning out the division, right? We'll get closer to that, basically. So this is what I'm saying. Free up the division, bro. Because then we will probably get the likes of Andre fighting Derevyanchenko for a strap. Then we would get the likes of like Charlo fighting another guy for a strap if he decides to stay at 160, then we would probably get fights. And then this would give guys who really can fight the opportunity to fight. You know, Derevyanchenko can fight. We saw that against Triple G, right? Many people didn't know that though, because Triple G was reluctant to fight him. You know, until finally IBF stepped in and said, you gotta fight him. You know, and there was no turning back in that fight. You know, and so with that being said, you know, I think we would get more of that. And so this is why I'm saying in my heart of hearts that these fights need to happen, and that the cowardness needs to stop. It really does. And so that's why I'm saying that it would be a great thing if Canelo does campaign at 175, and I would give him respect if he does decide to take off their beterbiev challenge. But to be honest, I don't think he wants those problems. I don't really think he wants that work, period. You know, I just think that since he's fighting Kovalev, he's throwing out names, because there's a pattern with fighters. When these fighters have fights, they like to throw out these big names of like guys who they'll allegedly fight after the dude they're fighting with, after that fight is over. But we know that most of the time it's clout chasing, you know. So this is my hope that happens. I hope that he campaigns at 175. I hope he drops his belts at 160, so the division can be freed up, so we can have dudes who so we can just have more fights in period, and so we can actually have fights where a guy can actually get close to collecting all the belts, you know, without any like stupid political things that get in the way of that guy collecting the belts, you know. Well, anyhow, man, that's all I got for now. This news just came out. You know, it came out on a few boxing publications. I don't know how true the news is. Hopefully he does campaign at 175. He stays there, drops those belts at 160, so other guys who actually do want to fight and who actually don't duck phase will actually be able to fight. Well, anyhow, man, that's all I got for now, man. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Fuller signing out on John Rama.